we got a chance of putting up some quality third cutting alfalfa. All the weeds out there are on sprinkler tracks. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Sunday, the 20th? I don't know. I missed my calendar. So the big plan for today is figure out kind of a chopping schedule for this next week. We're thinking, 100 plus degrees every day. By the end of the week, maybe we'll have some corn ready, but there's quite a bit of feed that we think can go. So I'm gonna make it through some of our stuff. I got a buddies to go look at, and then Colton's got a ton of fields. I told him print off some maps, we'll go for a drive tonight. But before I can do any of that, I gotta run out east of town. We got some alfalfa. I'm gonna go try and bale it, so that way I don't have to deal with it tonight. Oh, what the hell? The raker fell back asleep. Oh well. Check fluids, get everything running. Gonna try and bale some of that. Oh, this field's so dang rough. You take a sandy field, have it in hay for several years, then let some like moles and stuff get in it. You can make it a little bouncy. Moisture is all over the place, pressure staying pretty low. So it tells me there's a little humidity in there, possibly a little tough. We'll knock out this junk, try the better field, and if it's kind of all over the place, I might just leave it until night. Try and get some greener bales made out here, because we haven't yet this year. Looking through the trees, dairy boys have started third cutting, it would appear. They got Kloss with a pickup head, 3, maybe 4 trucks. Oh, that seems like a nightmare to keep track of. I say that because the dairy that they're hauling to, if they're hauling to the close one, is 40 miles away. If they're hauling to a different one, you're going to be talking about 100 miles. But out here, you got to do what you got to do to get the crop. So, ugh, I hate haylage. Chopper guys must not have liked the last field, because now they're on the move. Got a whole parade of semis following them now. They came down the lane road, going north a little ways, and then he turned into a different field. I see the triple mower and mergers working through the trees. You guys probably can't see any of that. I think that's going to wrap it up for this morning. Everything Blanca's raking now is stuff that's going to be able to be put in a barn if we bail it right. I've got a sore spot on my tongue. I feel like I've been talking like this all day. I keep biting my tongue trying to talk. So all that can be baled for barn hay if we do it right. Everything I did here has a lot of grass. You can see how gnarly some of these bales are from it. And you can see some green spots because it's still a little tough. So dump these last couple bales. Oh, and let's go start working on maps. Guess I should point out the really obvious thing. Now that the bet's over, finally shaved, back to normal-ish. Now I'm just waiting on a phone call on when my barber can get me in to get rid of this giant wad. It's amazing how you take a kind of somewhat lazy Sunday day, you lay down for a little bit, then it takes all the effort you have to get back up and get moving. So, figured first crop check we would do is our most mature corn. Wow, that pollinated great. But as far as kernels go, that's can be kind of soft dough, so they can pop, but not super easy. I really hope the rest of the field's not like that. Granted, I'm a whopping 3 rows into this field. But this is corn we planted on day 1. So that's as close as we have to being ready. Based off of the 1 ear I just pulled there to show you guys, we're well over a week away. So we knew our corn was way behind this year. Normally we like to be planting by about the 20th of April. This year we didn't get a single kernel in the ground until the 17th of May. So we're a few weeks behind there. Then the cool spring, everything's just way late. I was laughing with my wife whenever I was at home because Facebook memories popped up, and 3 different years in the last 7 or 8 years, I can't remember how far back they all went, it all popped up. Today was day 1 of chopping corn. And even that seems late. Normally kind of the 15th to the 20th is when we get started, which today being the 20th. And our corn is, I don't know if we'll chop anything before the 1st September. Now, you take 103 plus this 10, 15 mile an hour wind we have, and our canal going pretty slow right now this time of year, crops are going to dry out really fast. How fast, that's to be determined. But back to the crop tour stuff. Let's go look. I think we have some feed that was planted kind of around the 10th of June-ish, kind of in that range. I think we've got some feed that's ready. Now this field is 25 acres of up and down. So here at the bottom, it's burning up. But as you can see out there a little ways, it's green. Then on the other side of the green, it's burning up. Then on the other side of burning up, it's green. This farm, it's got some interesting soil. The river is right there at the trees. We're on the south side of the river. And there is a gravel vein that runs right through the middle of this. So by the looks of it, I'm betting this will blend pretty nice. It might be a touch green yet. It may need to wait till towards the end of the week. But I'm willing to bet by the end of the week, this one will go. Looking down the side, you can see what I mean. So we got green back here. Then it gets real short as you go through the gravel, and then green down there. Yeah, that's 25 acres that'll go at some point this week. This field, pretty similar to the last one. Some green, some brown, some really brown. I'm betting from what I've seen, this one can probably go within the next week as well. Looks pretty good up here at the top end. So, good God, how many holes can I hit driving around this thing? Irrigation is not an option here. The canal that feeds this farm and the one I was just at doesn't have near the water that the canal most of our farms are on has. So they're on their own. I mean, the guys were in here trying to start picking up pipe the other day. Problem is, the top of this field from doing dirt work to try and build us a road, which still really isn't a road. Why don't I look where I'm holding? So the top end of this field, it actually goes up quite a ways for the first 20 feet. So all the pipe is out in there 20 feet. They tried to come and get it one morning, like 6 in the morning when it was nice and cool, but there was so much dew, they looked like they had taken a shower picking up the first 3 joints. So that didn't go so well. What we're probably gonna have to do is bring the chopper in, cut a pass along the headland to get rid of 20-some, 30 feet, and then they can pick up the pipe. That field, I don't know, there's quite a bit of green at the top. It might go by the end of the week. It'll be close. So back out here where I was baling this morning, this is the other feed that was planted that same day. This one is still receiving irrigation, so it's a month off yet. I just wanted to show, you know, just because it was planted that day, or planted the first day, doesn't mean it's ready first. So now what we're going to do is go for a little joyride about 7 miles to the east. A buddy of mine has 200 acres of dry land he'd like to have chopped, so let's go see what it looks like. I don't know if that field's included. This monstrosity though. But as you can see, this end really isn't worth it. I don't know. Let's see if we can see it from a different vantage point, because I know down at this end it looks a lot better. Maybe I can get back over there where I was chopping the other day and look over the top of this a little easier. Because I can see a lot of green out there where it's growing good. You know, it don't look too bad. It's dry land, so it's going to be hit and miss. Kind of like this field was that we chopped. And it looks dry. I wonder if we can come in there and chop that the first part of this week. Well, that's 200 and some acres, so right there I just filled up a couple days of work for one machine. Only other stuff now that I've kind of shown you where ours is, my buddies. I got another buddy, Colton, or family member, whatever. It's a long story. Go zigzag through his farms and mark some maps on what's worth chopping, what to swath and bale. I know he's getting pretty antsy wanting to get baling. So go check that out, see if I can't find him so we can look it all over. Colton's busy being a farmer. God, what an overachiever on a Sunday. So I'm kind of zigzagging through his farms looking for myself. Luckily, I kind of know most of the farms, you know, like I've been here a time or two to look at every one of these fields from a chopper cab. Anywho, his is a lot like ours. They got some ready now, some that's a long ways off, so I'm just kind of making a list. It looks to me like we've got a week's worth we can be chopping on them. Okay, 2 full sheets done. I'm now 15 minutes late for Grandma's birthday, so I'm gonna get my ass kicked. It's time to go. Almost forgot the last item on the honeydew list. If I almost forgot, I mean I completely forgot, was home. And my wife goes, hey, did you remember to haul a bale? So, we're gonna get a bale, take it down to the horses, so you have food in the morning. That's the best part of the sunset, but it still looks good. Guys, I'm gonna go home, get some rest, because it appears as the march of silage is upon us. Talk to you later.